Hello and welcome to the 7th episode of This Week in Chairs, an esports podcast. This is a show where we talk about the latest exciting news and developments in chairs in the esports world.
That's correct.
Unfortunately, there weren't really any chair events or esports events this last week.
It's been the holidays.
Yeah, it's been the holidays, so we kind of drew from a couple, more varied group of events, so it's a little more eclectic mix of chair stuff this week.
Still fun.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. As always, my name is Doug Reedon.
I'm Jack Cambu.
And I don't think there's anybody left watching the show.
I think we're down to like a solid hour moms.
Our parents and
immediate family.
Me when I click it, when I upload it. All right, but without further ado, let's jump into the reviews for this week. So as always, we're going to dive into 3 different chair clips from the past week, although in this case it's the past month-ish. But the first event we're going to look at is Zeldathon. So this is a 6-day-long charity event. So basically, a group of people are playing Zelda games, like basically all kinds of Zelda games over the course of, I believe it's 6 full days. Really cool charity event. It's all streamed live on Twitch. And we're seeing some of the clips here. This is a variety of footage from them throughout the weekend. And you can see all of the players, as they go through the gameplay, play on this long chair. Some people call it a couch. We call it a long chair.
Call it a long chair on this show.
It's a good looking long chair, I'd say. It looks dumpy in a comforting and sort of relaxing way.
You know, dumpy is a great word for it. I had not thought of dumpy, but that is it looks like you had picked it up at a Goodwill.
Or on the sidewalk.
Like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
That's when you picked it up. Like, it's a couch from the 50s that you picked up at Goodwill 25 years ago.
Yeah. And in fact, they probably didn't pick it up 25 years ago. This has probably been passed between hundreds of people every month being passed to someone else because it doesn't look like good, really.
No, it
doesn't look comfortable.
I mean, it has like a plushness to it, a comfiness to it.
Yeah.
But
I think it's endearing and it's very like homey looking. You know, like that guy is just sinking in. He's like literally being like suctioned into it. I think
it's very kitschy, right? It's like Americana from the 1950s. You've got this, you've got these kind of wooden posts behind the actual cushions.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Well, most couches don't have a second wall behind the back.
No, most of the times you just have what you're going.
Here, I'm going to pause this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a good shot of it. It makes me wonder, though, if that's the only backing, and the reason why this couch looks so dumpy is because those brown cushions are just cushions. Like, there's no support to it.
Oh. So you think that might actually be the back?
Yeah. In which case...
Well, they're definitely part of the couch, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure part of the couch, yeah.
But I wonder, I think without that back, this couch would have dilapidated 2 decades ago when it was built.
No doubt in my mind.
This thing has no start. Or maybe that did happen and they bought it and they're like, we can fix it, we can make it better. And they put up a hard wall back thing to it with these weird posts.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's segmented. Like, you can see it's
was
segmented.
it a bed? Maybe that used to be a bed. And they put a that looks like the head of a bed. Why would you put that on a couch? That looks like a bed frame.
I think it was the style of the time.
Of the 70s.
Of the 50s or 40s.
The
like,
50s.
This is an old-ass couch. The color is terrible. We haven't even touched on the color.
Haven't touched on the color. But again, on this design, think about who would make this. You're right. It's like old aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's like maybe the Great Depression. We just got through the Great Depression. Yeah. Hitler's starting to take over Europe. There's a world war going on, and all you can do is make these large, firm wooden backs to your couches.
You don't have any iron. You don't have any copper. Those are both being used for the war.
Those are for the war. You can't spare that on a couch. You have to use your wood.
Oh, man. But it also has, like, it almost looks nautical. Like, if that makes any sense at all. Like,
it's like a couch.
No, but, like, have you ever been to, like, a nautical-themed restaurant or, like a pier? Like, those look like pier posts almost. Or
Actually, that is a good point.
Like, you could easily tie a hitch knot to those to secure your boat at port.
Well, was this part of a boat then at one point?
It may have been. We don't know.
This chair could be a boat.
Yeah.
And this would be the first boat chair we've seen on this show.
That's true.
In fact, ever. I've never seen a boat chair.
I've never seen a boat chair.
But color. You mentioned the color. Let's dive into that. It's got this nice sort of like chocolatey poop color.
It's just awful.
It's very classic couch, though. You know,
It's
again,
very
if
classic
this was made
couch,
like
yeah.
in the 50s, this is the sort of thing that you're like, this is a couch. You know, just getting back to your roots as a couch, as a chair, like this. This is what you color a couch.
I wonder how many people have peed on this couch.
Do you think, or yeah,
Over, under 7.
easily over, because it has been in existence for 6 decades. I would even maybe posit that people have defecated on this
God.
or vomited, and that it actually started as a white couch.
It's just so disgusting.
Yeah, so it's the stain. But on the other hand, whether it was crafted in this way or if people have pooped on it, it does match the wood.
It does.
So it's got a consistent color throughout.
Yeah.
And the wood's a clear, it's a clear feature to it.
Yeah.
So just polished wood throughout the whole couch. I think it's a pretty nice long chair overall.
Yeah, for how much we're ragging on it, I think I'm actually going to give it a pretty high ranking.
Yeah, okay.
I think I'm going to give it like a solid 4.7 out of 7.
I'm probably going into the 5s.
Really?
I love the. Okay, so let's look at the bigger picture here. So they're using this long chair as part of this Zelda-thon, and you can tell it's all about like friends hanging out doing goofy stuff. You have Tingle, you have that guy with the beard and a tuxedo for some reason.
Oh yeah, well, and a kilt on, I believe. I believe that guy is wearing a kilt.
Yeah, there's a kilt. So if you're looking to get together with the guys and throw in some kilts and some Tingle costumes like this and play some Zelda, this does actually fit that. I think this is like the type of couch that supports that.
It's a hanging out couch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You hang hard with your friends on this.
Yeah.
And it supports very, powerful hanging out because of its strong wooden frame.
No, and you definitely like sink into it. I think that you were right in using the term engulf.
Yeah.
Because even though you've got this rigid back,
I think that after another hour, this guy will be fully in the couch. Like only his head and feet will be sticking out. You can tell he's already deeply ingrained into it.
ugh.
All right, what's
I
your
like the
review?
Charmander and the hamper too.
Yeah.
And I think there's all Pokemon in that hamper. Or it might just be clothes underneath the Charmander and they have a hamper for some reason.
I think they just have
And
a
then
hamper.
there's that guy with the
Again, creating that hangout homey
unicorn
vibe.
head and accordion with,
It's an eclectic group of people, and they seem
It
well
really
supported by this couch.
Yeah,
I really
think
like
so.
it. I'm going to give it a 5.25. I think that it nails a good look. It doesn't look particularly comfortable that I'd want it, and it's probably kind of gross, but it's very homey and endearing. I like it a lot. I like this couch.
Okay, so that's a 9.95, which puts us averaged at 4.955,
4.955, right?
yeah.
Congratulations, Zeldathon. It's a pretty good review. Pretty
Great
much almost a
looking long
5.
couch.
Great looking long chair.
Long chair.
Congratulations, it's a pretty high score. All right, moving on. Oh, that was the freeze frame. Moving on to our second chair of the week.
Which Doug did not inform me as to what this event was.
Yeah, so
it's a surprise event for all involved.
Following in on the Christmas theme, BioWare, the makers of games such as Mass Effect and Star Wars: The Old Republic, put on a Christmas stream. I think it was a few days before Christmas, and the entirety of the Christmas stream was that this guy came on and sat in this chair for 6 hours looking at the camera.
That explains why I'm so unnerved by this. Yeah.
Why this man has not moved. So we do have, I captured 5 minutes of this, so we have 5 full minutes to talk about this before it loops, but nothing changes.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that I guess you would see the change in the fire, or possibly his eyes, his haunting gaze, but, yeah, let's talk about this throne that he's really sitting on.
It is a throne.
That is a good-looking chair.
That is a fucking great chair.
Yeah.
Of the chairs we've looked at, like, if you were to... those things where people are like, just don't think, just say it. Like, if I were to look at all the chairs we've done so far in this show, like, that one I would just react with, like, chair!
Yeah.
I would just
for
yell
sure.
out chair if I saw this, like on the street, wherever. That would be my first reaction.
That is a quintessential chair.
Yeah.
Like, there's no getting around that.
In fact, I think on the background right there, you can see of our show. That's right there in the chair thing.
Wait, what?
You see it in the white background that's moving in the back
Oh,
of the video.
I see.
Anyway, the point is that even, this is just a chair.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, there's no ifs and or buts about it.
That's a chair. That
Yeah.
is a chair.
Yeah. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. It matches the decor of the room.
It matches the decor of his creepy
But
gaze, I would say.
yeah.
It's a little bit creepy, which matches him staring into us in a creepy way.
Yeah. It's like a crushed velvet, very plush. Looks well cushioned, well maintained. Clearly.
Yeah.
There's. Oh no, he does move. I mean, he still just
very,
gazes
very
at you.
slightly, yeah.
You know, you can tell that they've used a lot of Pledge, lemon scent Pledge wood polish to maintain that finish on that chair.
Yeah. That's a chair that's been
well kept.
Well kept.
Well kept.
Well polished.
And I wanted to talk a little bit about the ornate design at the very top of the chair.
Ah, yes, right behind his neck.
Yes, exactly. Now, to me, that kind of looks like an owl. That's just to me. You know?
I
It's got
would
the
have
big
I would have
eyes.
said two flowers.
Ah.
Two flowers next to each other. I think with the owl, there's not enough. I see what you mean, but I don't see a beak.
No, this part right here juts out a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably not an owl. I'm not going to say that it's an owl definitively.
Well, what I like about this chair is it reveals your bits of your personality. It is a Rorschach test.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
It was actually engineered into the design of the chair just for, you know, casual psychological evaluation at dinner parties. Just, oh, look at this ornate design at the top of this chair. Like, what do you see?
I see a man who's been left by his parents.
Yeah, that means you're a fucking sociopath. Get out, you're uninvited.
Now, if anybody sees an owl, you're allowed to stay. It's a great chair. I love this chair.
It's a good looking chair. Though, I will bring up one thing that I'm going to knock against it.
Yes.
The color, again, reminds me of the last long chair that we looked at.
Looks a little bit poopy. Yep.
Yeah, it's not a great color. You know, if this had been like a vibrant red or a black or as far as crushed velvet goes, even a lavender or a purple, that would have been a easy, almost perfect score.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to say it would have been perfect because I can't see it at this time, but those would have just...
Who knows if that technology's been invented?
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah, and it just matches the decor of the room so well. I mean, you got your Persian rug, you got your I believe those are called record players. You know, you've got your pink cat plush toy,
big shield up on the mantle, next to a
astronaut's
space helmet.
Yeah.
As in any living room.
Yeah, and fake fireplace. Like, what's not to like?
Yeah. Wait, that's not fake. It's a fire.
No, but like the wood isn't. That's fake wood.
You think that's fake wood?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong.
Well, if that's fake wood, that's bumping the chair score down for sure.
Yeah. I might be 100% wrong on this. I'm not sure. Now that you bring it up.
But it's real. It's real fire, though.
It's definitely real fire. Yeah.
So this is one of the chairest chairs that we've seen so far, I think. And I even like that it has room to improve because there aren't that many chairs that just blow it out of the water.
Yeah.
You know, so this is even more chair-esque in its faults, which I love. I'm going to give this chair a 5.5.
Oh wow, this is going to be my highest rated chair. I was going to give this a 6.5.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was not joking when I said
Holy
that
shit.
I was really into this chair.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's not even slightly related to esports.
No, not at all. Maybe we should change our podcast.
Wow. It's very impressive that you could bring a chair into this show and have it so profoundly impact us.
Yeah.
And not even have anything to do with the fundamental premise of what the show is. Very impressive.
All right, so that's an average 6.
6. I think that's the highest ever reviewed.
It might be.
Because I think the next highest one was like 5.9.
Yeah, we got up there last week.
Yeah. So very impressive. Love this chair.
After we were drinking.
A really great chair here, and I think that this is the sort of thing that should be used in more esports events. You know.
Yeah, you know, I could really
or
see.
not.
I could really
Just
see a
a good
player
chair.
appreciating. You know, you're playing League. You're clicking all
playing
over
League
the
of
place.
Legends. You got armrests. You got an owl.
Yeah. You got some lumbar support, I assume.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, great chair. Congratulations, BioWare, for your esports Christmas stream. Great job. Moving on, our last Christmas clip of the week. So this comes to us from Seat Story Cup, which is a cool event put on by Take TV. It's a Hearthstone event, and the whole premise is sort of like, it's a very casual environment. You know, it's a bunch of friends hanging out. The people casting are the same guys playing. And they, as part of Seat Story Cup, for the most part, they use Maxnomic chairs, which, whew. But for this is like kind of a show match type thing where Strife Crow or some other pro player plays against somebody, I assume production, and then has to win without losing 10 health, I believe. So anyway, fun show match, and in the match, they put the players on these armchairs. Now again, these are very distinct from the rest of the event. The rest of the event's very like, esports chairs type things for the players.
Just normal.
But the casters and now the players in this show match are on this chair. So what do you think?
I'm going to just bring up a recurring theme throughout this week's podcast, in case you guys haven't been able to tell. Coloring has been the same in all of these chairs.
Well, I think so the color here, this is more of a leathery, right? This is leather. All the other ones have been plush, and I think with leather, that excuses like the really kind of dark brown. I think that then it's more natural for a material of that kind. Like when I envision this perfect lounge chair that he's sitting on, that's what I think of. Like I don't really have anything else that I would envision there.
For like a leather lounge chair. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I'm not saying it's the greatest chair, but in terms of what a lounge chair should be, that seems like pretty much it.
Oh, there's an
Although no reclining.
Now that chair on the left, that's something that I would like to get my hands on. That's just a good looking chair.
All right, let's try to avert our gaze from the majesty of that Maxnomic chair in the corner.
It's too difficult.
So
much
good.
like Orpheus leaving the underworld, Douglas, the temptation to turn is just.
I do feel like I'm in the underworld. Yeah.
But returning to this chair, what do you think of the? And this is a common design that you see with a lot of leather chairs. And I know that it's like to hold everything in place, but the kind of buttoning down of the leather to the actual frame. What do you think of that in this chair?
So it doesn't add anything usage wise. I've never sat in a chair and been like, yes, it's got a little button thing in the arm.
Right?
But it gives it a good look, which I appreciate, and it's never really detracted from my usage of it. Because, like, as an armrest, your arm is always going to fill up the whole thing. I think I'll be fine. So, I think it...
I'm going to have to disagree with you.
I think the pros slightly outweigh the cons in that it's a nice aesthetic.
I've got to disagree with you. I do not like the aesthetic of that. I think it looks dumb. For lack of a better term.
Look, don't hold back. Tell me what you really think.
Also, as far as usage goes, I feel like you're not getting the full use of the armrest because you got these divots where your arm's not resting.
Yeah, but your arm, you don't need coverage on your arm.
Oh, you need it all?
You just need most of it.
Because then you lift it up and you got like these weird, like, buttonholes.
You don't have buttonholes on your arm. Have you ever sat in one of these chairs?
Oh, yeah. I've sat in
It doesn't, like, suction your arm in. That makes no fucking sense.
No, dude. It definitely does.
It is on the back, though. The back, I think there's more of an argument. Because your back, you do want full support, and there are buttons in the back.
There's a lot, too.
But the armrest, that doesn't matter. You can have holes in armrest. That doesn't change the thing. But, sorry, continue.
Oh, no, that was about all I had on that aspect of the buttons.
All right, give me 3 adjectives to describe how you feel about these buttons.
Let's see. Ugly. I'm not going to use dumb again. But, superfluous. And...
lugubrious.
Lugubrious does not make sense in this context.
I'm just trying to help.
You're just trying to use lugubrious more often.
But I'm trying to help.
Yeah, I don't know. Controversial. That's what I'll go.
Many battles have been fought over the studs in armchairs.
God only knows how many divorces the aesthetic of armchair button has caused.
How many rifts in the relationship of humans?
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not wowed by this chair.
Okay.
Are you?
I'm not wowed, but I think it's just solid all around. I'm thinking like a 3.5 or a 4 just because there aren't that many faults I have with it, and I appreciate its uniqueness. In an esports setting, it's like they nail the look of like, oh, this is like a loungy type of thing. It's not a perfect gift from the gods to humanity like a Maxnomic chair. It's just sort of like, hey, it's a casual thing. We want to differentiate it. So I appreciate it for that. I'm going to go with a 3.75.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the chair. It just doesn't wow me that much. I think you're right. It's kind of just a generic armchair. You see them all over the places. Yeah. Like, in any waiting room, you see a chair like this almost, right? Like,
I think there's a certain class that like you're only gonna get this in like a home. You're never gonna get this in like a waiting room. I don't think.
Oh, you definitely get those in waiting rooms.
Like at a dentist? Like what do you mean?
or like a lawyer's office.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
I'm not a high and mighty lawyer.
I'm not either. I'm a terrible attorney. I'm not actually. I'm a decent attorney.
We don't have fancy armchairs in all the buildings I go into. I don't know. I think maybe that you have sort of a preconceived notion of these chairs, like they're associated with going into offices as part of your job.
Maybe that
Whereas
might be
us plebeians usually sit in shitty hotel chairs all over the place, and then when you see one of these,
I feel like you
babies,
see those
get
at
to sit-
hotels or at like a lounge, like at a bar, like a lounge.
Yeah, bar lounge for sure.
Yeah.
They're pretty widespread. Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna give it like a. Let's just make it easy. I'm gonna give it a 3.25. So that'll put us at a 3.5 for it.
3.5.
Which is like it's a middling score, right?
Right
It's
in
a-
the middle.
It's a solid C.
It's not bad. It's
Yeah.
not good. It's just solid.
It's yeah.
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 So I think you did well, Sea Story Cup. I appreciate what you were trying to do. Obviously, you did not even come close to this puppy. Woo!
Oh man, that's just looking so good. So good.
All right, but congratulations, and the highest reviewed chair of the week is that BioWare chair that we just looked at. All right, that's all the chair reviews for the week, and it's time to move on to chair news. This is the part of the show where we talk about any updates in the chair world in general, any big chair news or stories, not necessarily related to esports, but just about chairs.
Just chairs.
Jack did a little bit of research. He found something great.
Yeah, we kind of decided that this segment kept going unused because, believe it or not, there's not that much news about chairs happening that often. So we are branching out. We're talking politics, Doug.
Yep.
We're going for it.
Hit me.
This week, Donald Trump intervened in the chair selection for Ohio's GOP chair. You'll recall from the election that Ohio Governor Kasich was running against Donald Trump, obviously supported by the GOP base in Ohio. Donald Trump took it as a slight against him and ousted GOP chair Matt Borgels with Jane Timpkin. And that's all we have for chair news this week.
That is excellent chair news.
How bored were you during that segment?
I was very fucking bored. But yeah, that's definitely the biggest change in terms of chairs this week, I would say.
I think so. Yeah.
Moving on to chair trivia.
Alrighty.
Jack has prepared an excellent trivia question, and this is to make sure that you, the audience, and us, the hosts, walk away every week learning more about chairs. That's it.
All right. And Douglas, I did forewarn you that I don't know if you will get this off of the top of your head.
I believe I'm 0 for 6 with chair trivia.
No. You got one. I believe.
I don't think so. I didn't even know that Targaryen throne.
That's true. You did not know the Iron Throne.
So anyway, but this is I'm gonna break my streak right now.
This is one that folks at home can get too, I believe. For those of you still watching at this point of the podcast.
Folk at home.
So this Magic the Gathering artifact.
Okay. Yeah.
One converted mana cost.
Okay.
Has a rhyming name, including a very ornate, elaborate chair.
Okay, so it's a Magic the Gathering card that costs 1 mana, which doesn't provide me any information.
I can also tell you that whenever you cast a black spell, you gain 1 life when this artifact is in play.
Gotcha. So for background, I don't play Magic the Gathering, so none of this information is at all useful. The only thing I can go off of is that it's rhyming and that it's an ornate old chair.
Elaborate chair.
So if it's called a throne, maybe it's called a throne, and then I need to think of a rhyme for that. Maybe it's called an ornate, elaborate chair. I mean, throne is no.
Oh, and we do have a prop this week. If Doug gets this right, he gets the card.
Perfect. The start of my magic play. The Bone Throne.
So close, and I'm gonna give it to you because it's the Throne of Bone, people.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I don't know if you can read that. It's not focusing.
Gotta move it up. There's the title up there.
Yeah, you can't really see it.
Yeah.
It's the Bone of Throne.
I
Or
did
the
it.
Throne of Bone.
The Throne of Bone. All right, great. I've learned a lot about magic today. Oh, well, that was excellent. I hope you learned something.
Oh, they did.
That's it. Thank you so much for watching this next episode of This Week in Chairs.
Or this current episode, we should say.
Right. I don't think we've made any progress towards getting a sponsorship.
No, but we haven't done much promoting in the past couple
No,
of
not really. As a reminder, the point of this podcast is to get a sponsorship from Maxnomic Chairs.
That's correct.
And get 2 free chairs for our apartment.
That's all we're asking for.
And so far, this has not been working. But
we're going to keep trying.
With some goddamn perseverance. This is America, all right?
And we're going to make it great again.
We're gonna
One apartment with 2 chairs at a time.
All right, that's all. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week.